everyone, I'm Clay Carlino, and welcome to another live stream. This is 2-in-1 weekend, and I'm not trying to badger everybody, but today's special, okay? This is a special live stream, so, you know, this is kind of an event. Nothing? I thought, okay. I thought we were going to do an audio gag. We're not doing the audio gag, I guess. I think we're having technical difficulties with the audio gag. I apologize. Thank you. Wait, let me try that again. So, tonight we're having a special. Okay, that was much better. Because this morning I received my pre-order, which actually, you know what, I can't say my pre-order because my ever-loving wife bought this for me, and I received it today, and I have been waiting all day to open it, and I thought, oh, you know, this would be really good on a live stream. Oh, but I want to wait until people are home. So I've been waiting all day long, and it's been driving me crazy. But I am opening this.
What is that thing you're doing?
It's technical. It's one of our little toys.
Thank you, Pete Venkman. This is Ectotron, the 35-year anniversary toy released by Hasbro, celebrating not just the 35-year anniversary of Transformers, but the 35-year anniversary of Ghostbusters. And also, I think, in anticipation of the new movie that was supposed to come out this summer, but movies are kind of up in the air now, so who knows? They produced a fully transformable Ecto-1 in Gen 1 packaging, and let me just show you, this packaging is beautiful. Look at that. Look here, let's go to the super close, and you can see the artwork. Okay, Ectotron looks great, and he is drawn in that Gen 1 style. And then, yeah, you can see the vehicle in the box, and he looks great. You know, when I was a kid, this would say start, change, finish. But I believe that they are going for multilingual packaging, and since lots of countries that don't necessarily speak English still use Arabic numbers, then they can get away with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 a lot easier than start or El Stardo or I'm really bad at language, so yeah, in my brain El Stardo is a word. Thank you for that. On the back we have, look at that, the Gen 1 artwork. I mean, you know, this is iconic right here. You know, this was something that you just stared at for hours when you were a kid. And we've got the tech specs, and I'll also show that on the super close. So, and I'll read it too. So we've got of course Ectotron here. I'm gonna try and get it in focus. There we go. So he is an Autobot, and his function is paranormal investigator. When life splatters you with marshmallow goo, just go with it. When the Ghostbusters need a ride to the next paranormal hotspot, it's nice to have one who can also handle a proton pack. Because they've got a bunch of other languages on here, obviously they had to keep these things short. You know, back when I was a kid, there would have been an entire paragraph written about this character, and I understand that, you know, for languages, they have a hard time with that. But we've also got the spec text, and they've got icons rather than English words, which makes sense, and the icons work. We've got strength, intelligence, speed, firepower. Is that firepower? What is that? What is the? I mean, it looks like a little spaceship blasting off, but maybe that's firepower. And then I guess the skill icon is represented by the trap, and then the Ghostbusters symbol represents rank. And so that's cool. We've got, we don't have robot points. Okay, I want robot points. Oh, this is in cooperation with GM and Hasbro and Ghost Corps, which I believe is the parent company that owns the rights to Ghostbusters at this point. And then,
do you have any hobbies?
I collect spores, molds, and fungus.
Thank you. We have some copyright information here. Cadillac and all emblems are designed by General Motors, trademark, blah, 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 blah. We even have, it is a world transform. Oh wait, no, they changed it a little bit. It is a world of constant change. Why would they not say it is a world transform? That's what they used to say. I mean, they're Transformers. It is a world of constant change, where things are not what they seem. It is a world of the Transformers, a world of heroic Autobots and evil Decepticons. Hey, Quentin! It's good to see you! So, yeah, we've got Quentin, we've got Nathan Fillion! What's in the box? What's in the box? And, so, yeah, thank you both for joining me and for coming to see me open Ectotron. We've, of course, got some nice box art. We'll go back to the super close for the box art. So, you know, Ghostbusters 35-year anniversary logo. And then some nice product shots. And then the same thing on the other side. And so, with all that out of the way, I think it's time to open it. And by the way, just as a side note, one of the things that in my job we talk about is we talk about strategic partnerships between companies. The way that companies that very oftentimes have very little in common will work together to do some project that benefits them both. And this is an excellent example. We've got Hasbro, we've got Ghost Corps, we've got GM, all working together to create this product. So, for those of you who are interested in industrial design and product development, that's just a little bit about strategic partnerships. So, this is a package that I'm going to be careful with. I imagine I'll be saving this box, which I thought I was out of the habit of saving boxes, but look at this! How can I crumple this up and throw this away? You can't expect me to do that! I need a bigger house. So, hey, honey, buy me a bigger house. I got a thumbs up from honey. So, thank you, Owen. Quentin Owens was saying that I'm kind for supporting us, especially on a Saturday night, and you know, you guys are supporting me. So that's not. Oh wait, no, that was. I'm sorry. That you know what? That was Monica making the exact point that you guys are supporting us. So it's very small type, and just as a side note, I had an eye exam scheduled for just before everybody was sent home, and I'm having a very hard time reading things at this point, and I'm actually getting to the point where, like, I tried to build a pair of reading glasses out of dollar store magnifiers, and that did not work. So I'm continuing in my in my desire to have a pair of glasses that I can use to see things up close, because I'm not there. So I'm dropping paperwork. Let's see, we got the instruction manual, and it looks pretty simple. Let's just go ahead and look at Ectotron's instruction manual. Okay, and okay, so we've got the different weapons here and what you can do with that, and where different weapons can attach to Ectotron. And we've got, you know, kind of a map here showing that New York is where the ghosts have been located. And then we've got the transforming instructions, which, you know, like, right, like I'm gonna read those, honestly. So, here he is. This is him in the box. Nice presentation, very simple. I'm a little bit surprised that they didn't, you know, do something, you know, like a printed insert inside here with some kind of battle scene. But this is more Gen 1-y. You know, in Gen 1, he would have just been in a plastic bubble stuck to the inside of a plain white piece of cardboard. So, you know, I'll give them a pass for authenticity rather than going for extra flair. And, okay, we got a Slimer, and then we've got Ecto-1, or Ectotron. And I'm just gonna free Slimer from his captivity here. Kids, do not play with too many knives. This is Craig, stuntman, saving some lives. Alright, we have Slimer. Slimer looks great. He is very, very much... hey Nathan, you want to tell everybody about your back problems? Seeing a little discourse on the chat between Nathan and Monica. So this is very much the movie Slimer. You know, he looks... oh, huh. I wonder why the image stuttered. It says I've got an excellent connection, and my preview looks good. Are you back to getting a better image? Is everybody seeing stuff okay? So, yeah, that's weird. Okay, it seems that some of the playback that we're getting is stuttery. My preview looks really good, and this is the one that's feeding from YouTube, so it might be the internet that she's getting going in, maybe. On the sunset and starlight, I would... Okay, so, anyway, it almost looks like there's something inside him. Is he supposed to light up or something? Because it looks like there's something in here. I don't know. I didn't read the instructions. So I'm going to put Slimer... Oh, wait. Here, you should get to see Slimer super close. So this is Slimer, and it seems like there might be something inside, like maybe some kind of LED. So, you know, we'll see if there's anything else with Slimer that, like, makes him light up or something. But he looks great. You know, it's a nice mold. Very detailed. Oh, good. Nathan says that his playback is fine on his end. So, thank you, Mr. Fillion. So, okay, so that's enough about Slimer. You didn't come here to see Slimer, honestly. We know what you came here for, and I'm just taking a long time to get there. I was the kid on Christmas morning who would open up one gift and then play with that gift and show my appreciation for that gift before moving on to the next gifts. That and I still try to do that, and it drives Monica crazy because she wants me to get to all the gifts. Yeah, that's I mean she's worse about me opening gifts than she is for herself. Yeah, she's not interested in what she gets. She wants to see the reactions of the people that she got gifts for, and so sometimes I take a little longer just to, you know. Anyway, so we've got the little plastic thingies, and at this point, okay, so we have freed Ectotron. He looks great. I mean, it is going to be so heartbreaking when all of this white plastic starts to turn yellow. But the good news is that I have learned some retro brighting techniques, so when that does happen, you know, we can fix it. But, you know, you can see inside, you know, unlike a lot of Transformers, you can see through the windows. I'm wondering, okay, so we don't have opening doors, which is a little bit of a shame. Not that I'm terribly surprised. I mean, usually don't, like, if it was in alternators, then it would have opening doors and opening hood and there'd be an engine. But they're not doing alternators anymore, and they kind of played that line out, I feel like. You know, it was really, really, really cool, and then it just sort of started feeling like just the same toys over and over, which isn't fair because every one of them, with the exception of Optimus Prime, was really amazing. The Optimus Prime from alternators was bad. It was just not good. I'll do a live stream about it someday. So anyway, Osaka Jack, thank you for joining us. That's awesome. So we got Osaka Jack. That's awesome. Oh, and author Joy Thayer, you're back. Thank you for joining us. I honestly didn't really expect anybody to join us tonight because we just did it last night. So thank you guys for coming to visit with us and look at Ectotron. So I guess at some point here I have to actually transform it. Well, before I do that, we'll go to the super close. See, notice how I'm teasing it out? Look at that. Look at the detail. You know, this guy just looks great. The detail on the tires. Great Ghostbusters logo. And you can see into the windows and you see all the equipment. You know, look at the lights. I mean, you know, this is a beautiful, highly detailed toy. Those wheels look great. The white walls look great. All of the equipment. You know, it's not a masterpiece toy, but it really does look amazing. No license plate in the back. That's interesting. I'm a little bit surprised. You know, we've even got the different colored taillights here. I mean, you know, They really went to a lot of extra effort to create a toy that looks just awesome in vehicle mode. But of course, it's a Transformer. We must transform it. And if I had looked at the instructions, I would know how to do that. But that ain't how I roll, yo. I'm sorry for doing that. I should never ever do that. So we seem to have a leg that pulls out like this. Made a very satisfying clicky noise. And you need Ecto Cooler. Oh, holy crap! I do have Ecto Cooler. I don't think I trust opening it because it's from 2016. I'm already kind of feeling under the weather this weekend?
I think that would be extraordinarily dangerous.
Thank you, Egon. Yeah, so we have Ecto Cooler, and no, I'm not going to open this, and I'm definitely not going to drink it. But I will just set it aside right here. I wondered what you were doing. That's... I think that we made Osaka Jack's night. Okay, so here we go. We're going to try the Transformers sound. Yeah! There we go! I did the transform noise, and he is pretty much a robot. I don't know if I got everything. So, oh, I think that the shoulders still need a little bit of, oh yeah, definitely. So, the top pushes down, right there, maybe. The other one pushed down. Ah, there we go. So I got it to go down, and then the front end rotates this way, so that you've got, you know, the face of Ecto-1 on his shoulders, and you know, he's got the Ghostbusters tan, so that it's almost like he's wearing the jumpsuit. Oh, Kyoji. Kyoji Cashew! Thank you for joining us, Kyoji! That's awesome! So, and yes, he has the Ghostbusters eyewear. I was just looking to see if it comes up, or is it molded into the head. It's molded into the head, which is a little disappointing, you know, because I want to say that I've seen... Maybe his eyes are underneath it. Oh, his eyes are underneath it. So he's got very, very narrow eyes. Let's go to the super close. Gotta go to the super close. So if you look here, you'll see that he does have eyes underneath that, and then you know, I really want to be able to put them down over his head. You know, I feel like that's a little bit of a missed opportunity. He also has an Ectotron nameplate, which is riveted to his chest. So that's kind of awesome. You know, they didn't just put it there; they actually have rivets. Again, you can see the car details. You know, his body looks vaguely jumpsuitish. You know, kind of the implied utility belt around the waist. You know, he's got rubber parts here that maybe if I had looked at the instructions would tab into something, so that they're not just dangling free. But I didn't. I didn't look at the instructions, and I'm not gonna right now. So he also, here, let's see, on his back there is a particle accelerator, and I believe that this cable right here plugs into it somewhere. Either that one or maybe the blue one. I'm guessing that it's this one. Let's... Oh, you know what? I think that I need to put the heels out, because otherwise he won't be able to stand up. So, there. And let's just go ahead and show him standing on the other camera. So, this is Ectotron. And that's him standing on his own 2 feet. And then... need to figure out let's put this in his hand. So that goes like that, and then I'm guessing that it has to attach somewhere. Oh, I think I know what you do. I think I know what you do. Oh wow, this kind of lifts up. Okay, so I guess there's a little bit more transforming that's supposed to happen. Maybe. So that pops out a little bit, and then. Did I mention that I didn't read the instructions? And then I think that this just plugs right into the back here. Maybe. It seems conspicuous that it's the same size, but it doesn't. Huh. So. Yeah, it's wait, this comes off. It comes off entirely. So, and then it kind of folds up and does a thing. It does a thing. There's this is what it's like when I get new toys, okay? I'm always kind of trying to figure them out without having to, okay, this goes to the side, and then this goes up, and then this goes like that. And then I think that these things come off. And then, oh, look, okay, wait, this is so cool. This is so cool. So the instrument rack transformed. I didn't even realize that it transformed. Look at this. This is the back. Let me, super close. There we go. This is the back of a normal proton pack. Look at that.
Generally, you don't see that kind of behavior in a major appliance.
That's right, Peter Venkman. Generally, you don't. Thank you for that. So, yeah, look at that. The whole thing transforms into a proton pack. I wonder if that twists. Does that twist or anything? No, that does not. It just comes down. Okay, well, and then I think that this probably, it probably plugs in somewhere else. Trying to figure out where. Because it seems like it should. And I want to say that, oh yeah, I think that it goes like that. Okay, so, and then, so this goes on his back somehow. Maybe, well, let's see. I'm not sure where. Let me go back to the regular cam. It has to go on his back somehow. Oh, wait a minute. I see... Okay, I see a suspicious looking hole right here. And there's a little tab right there. So I bet that this just clicks right in like that. Uh-huh. That's right. I figured it out.
Such a chore now, was it?
Thank you. Yeah, no, that wasn't such a chore. And then this plugs into the back of that. Huh? Yeah, that's right. Okay, that's fantastic. That is just fantastic. He's got his own proton pack, and then, you know, let's see if we can get him to get into a traditional Ghostbustersian pose, if that is such a word. Okay, he can sort of do that. So let's put get him into a pose here. We got, because, you know, posing is important. I kind of wish that I could get, I can't quite do Kung Fu Grip where he snaps his hand around the barrel, but I can get his hand up to the barrel, and that's pretty close. And so let's put him into a good dynamic ghost busting stance, and then we will switch over this camera, and boom, look at that. Yeah, he is badass. Look at that. He is here to chew gum and bust ghosts, and he's fresh out of gum. I don't know what that was supposed to mean, but I almost feel like the wheels are supposed to do something, but I don't think that they do. I think that this is him. Does he have a trap? It seems like he should have a trap. I don't think that there's a trap though, which I have to say is a little bit disappointing. You know, I'm gonna have to make a trap, or maybe I'll get another Ghostbusters toy that comes with a trap and add it. So there is no Dana, there is only Zool. So
Are you the keymaster?
Not that I know of. Yes, I'm a friend of his. He wanted me to meet him here. Yes, that's right. I can quote that movie from start to finish, or at least I could when I was a kid, because there was one summer we had 2 VCRs, and that was very important. My father wanted 2 so that we could illegally copy video cassettes when we would rent them. So we had Ghostbusters, and I watched it. Yeah! And I watched that movie every day of the summer. And it didn't matter. I ended up doing the same thing to Back to the Future. I obsessed over that movie as well. Yeah, so this I believe is him. And overall, he is pretty awesome. He's very posable. You know, he's got head joints, he's got shoulder joints, he's got a lot of arm articulation, even more than most Transformers toys that I've seen. I like the body dynamics. You know, actually in the initial pictures, you know, I wasn't super impressed by the robot mode. But in person, the robot mode is actually very, very nice. You know, he works really well. Obviously, the proton pack on the back is a fantastic detail. I wonder if that's supposed to go in there or something. Oh, that's just a screw hole. So maybe it might work a little bit better if I had this in the other hand, because the hose is on that side and this is on that side. So I think that he's intended to be left-handed. So yes, I think the Ectotron is left-handed. Are Transformers, do they have a dominant hand? I don't know. I mean, Megatron always had his arm cannon on the right, but you know, does that mean anything? Looks like we've got another person joining in. RA? Just RA. Oh, well, okay. Hey, thank you for watching, RA. And apparently RA is Robert. Okay, Robert. Thank you for joining us. He is building Legos, and that's pretty awesome. At some point, I was just talking to Monica today about doing a live stream all about some of the Ghostbusters toys that we have, because we have the Lego Ghostbusters, both Ecto ones and the Firehouse. I feel like that would be worth showing, but we're going to have to get a little bit of a better setup than what we have right now if we're going to show stuff like that. So, review time. let's get past the giddy inner 12-year-old just being like, oh my gosh, it's Ecto-1, it's a transforming Ecto-1, it's got a proton pack and it's doing all that stuff, oh my gosh. So we're getting serious here. We're going to look at the design of this guy. Design-wise, I think that it's good. It's decent. It looks great. Especially the vehicle mode looks awesome. Very detailed. That being said, this guy here, I'm going to go ahead and show the Big Bad Toy Store view of him. We're going to go here. This is him. Yeah, this is the price. He is not cheap. And now, obviously, this is not a normal scale or a normal Transformers toy. He's got a lot going on, and he's a special release. So, there is stuff like this. They know that it's really for collectors. They know that it's not something that the kids of today are gonna see in a store and be like, oh, hey, I didn't exist when that was a thing, but I want it. So obviously it's gonna have a little bit of a higher price point, but that doesn't mean that I can't still be a little bit picky. For over $40. I wish that the visors were a separate piece so that they could maybe move up and down. I kind of wish that it came with a trap. I don't feel like that's asking too much. We've got Slimer here, and I don't, based on having Ecto-1, I don't think that he's got anything inside him. I don't see any mechanisms. I kind of thought that maybe he had an LED or something that activated when you squeeze him, but no, he is just a rubbery molded figure. But you know what? He's actually pretty awesome. So I would say that that in terms of like toy value, not bad, but certainly you can always ask for more, and maybe I'm just being picky. I'm a little bit of a cheap ass, and so when I see like the new Starscream that's $30, it's like, oh, that's a lot. That's a whole lot. I'm not sure that I'm just not sure about a $30 new Starscream, but I guess that's just the price of things these days, and the older that I get, the harder it is to adjust to that. The transform is nice. They're not doing anything that is super original with the transform. There are no super unique moves or super surprises in terms of how he transforms, and I think that's fine, because that's really not what I'm looking for. That's not why I'm getting this guy. There's a conspicuous thing on the arm here, so I kind of feel like the ladder is supposed to plug into that, and then maybe do this? Maybe not. Maybe that's just... Oh, okay. That's just part of the transform, so that when this meets up with a tab that's on the other arm, so that when he's going back into Ecto-1 mode, the arms connect together. Nonetheless, it is kind of funny that it's almost exactly the same size as this thing on the ladder, and you can do that. I don't know if you're supposed to, but you can do it. I don't know what it is, but it's kind of neat. So I'm just going to pretend like that's a feature. The transforming backpack is an awesome feature, and they get bonus points for that, because somebody went the extra mile. They didn't have to actually make it transform. They could have just left it, the rack on here, and it's like, oh, you know, the equipment on the back is sort of like the proton pack, but no, they actually made it transform into the proton pack and made it removable, so they get bonus points on that. So if you are a fan of both Transformers and Ghostbusters and you have an extra $42, you know you want this. There is not an EKG meter, and see, that's what I'm talking about. There are, you know, a little EKG meter, like for instance, maybe even mold one into his arm so that when he's looking at his arm, or maybe you have a flip up tab that looks like an EKG meter. That would be awesome. They did a lot, and obviously this is a fan service project at its heart, and there's only so much time and so much resources that they're going to dedicate to a project like this. But yeah, I would have loved to have seen an EKG meter. The legs do this. Oh, I think that's so that when you're transforming them, you can go like that. So, yeah, that opens up. Having Slimer is awesome. You know, I think that you can probably stick him. You can do things like this, so you can have him, you know, perched on the gun. That's cool. So yeah, it's not a must-have for a Transformers collector, but two things that I am really passionate about are Transformers and Ghostbusters. I had to have this, and so I'm really glad to have it, and I'm going to enjoy playing with it for the rest of the night. And, you know, you're thinking, well, what can you do with it? I mean, you know, you've got a ghost-busting Transformer. Well, it's not like they made any Transformer ghosts, except... Oh, sorry, Slimer. Yeah, you could do have Slimer. We do have Ghost Starscream. Thank you. So, this is Ghost Starscream. I've had him for several years now. I ordered him from China, which does beg the question of whether he's actually an officially licensed thing or not. I'm just gonna pretend like, of course he is. He's got Decepticon logos, and they wouldn't. Oh, okay. And they certainly wouldn't copy these copywritten logos in China. So, for those of you who don't know, in the Gen 1 Transformers TV show, you know, Starscream was a pain in the ass for 2 years. And he was always trying to overthrow Megatron, and everybody was like, why, Megatron, have you not killed this guy yet? And because he would betray everyone over and over again, and then he'd just be right back in his kind of number 2 position. Yes, Starscream, you're a big number 2. He would be in his big number 2 position. That means poop. And you'd be like, oh my gosh, why? How has Megatron not killed him yet? And then they had the 1986 animated Transformers movie, arguably still the best Transformers movie ever made. And in that movie, Starscream betrays Megatron one last time, and then when Megatron comes back as Galvatron, he just destroys him utterly. Irredeemably. All that was left was a charred pair of broken feet. Everything else of Starscream was just crumbled to dust. So You know, that's pretty definitive. The problem was that it turned out that there were still Starscream toys in production. And Hasbro said, oh no, we were only supposed to kill off the characters that were off the store shelves. We got a little bit too gun happy. So they did I think it was a 2-part episode where Starscream's ghost comes back to haunt the Transformers of the post-movie toy line. And back then we didn't get a Ghost Starscream toy, but then that became a running thing. It was used also in Beast Wars, where the ghost of Starscream comes and possesses Waspinator, and it was a fantastic episode. Beast Wars was amazing. For anybody who hasn't checked out the Beast Wars series, go watch it. Just you know, you can stop watching me. I'll forgive you. Go watch Beast Wars right now. But so anyway, yeah. Let's see, is asking about the comics version of the movie story where Optimus was a head Shockwave. Okay, so what Osaka Jack is asking about is where Optimus Prime in the comic book was a head and Shockwave had killed everyone. This was actually the end of the 3rd issue of the Transformers comic book, and it had an iconic cover. The Transformers are all dead. In fact, I'm going to pull that up because the artwork is just amazing. Transformers are all dead. Thank you for that. And we're going to go to the internet view. Yeah, that is issue 3 of the Transformers comic book, and it is just, I mean, I kind of wish I had a poster version of that. It's gorgeous. So this was only issue 3 of the comic book. The comic book was supposed to be a 4-part limited series done by Marvel. For those who don't know, Marvel actually created all the characters that you know and love. They were given the toy likenesses, and then Bob Budinsky, I believe, and what was the other guy? Simon Furman was the writer. And they wrote, you know, they came up with names like Optimus Prime and Megatron and did all the character bios. So all of that was Marvel. Transformers, technically, you know, the stuff that we love about Transformers and that mythos is actually Marvel. And I keep waiting for Disney to just buy Hasbro so that we can finally see Transformers in the Marvel Universe in the movies. Because that would be great, and they wouldn't make shitty movies. Fuck you, Michael Bay. Oh, did I say that? So, anyway. Bumblebee was good. Bumblebee was a decent movie. And I'm looking forward to seeing where they go from here in a non-Michael Bay universe, where they figured out that you don't have to have ugly spaghetti-faced creatures with no plot line and no character development in order to do a good movie. So anyway, in Transformers Are All Dead, issue 3, at the end of the comic, Shockwave awakens, and at the end of a battle between the Autobots and Decepticons, it seems that the Autobots have won until Shockwave blasts them all. And then he's got most of the Autobots hanging upside down like slabs of meat inside the Ark, which is the spaceship that they crash landed on Earth in. And Optimus Prime is just ahead, and he's just being supported. And so in the comic, they didn't, at that point, they had the idea for the Matrix, but it was not a tangible object. And so in that storyline, Shockwave is trying to get the Matrix program out of Prime's brain, and instead he transfers it into the comics version of Spike, who is named Buster. But he couldn't be Spike because Spike was only a let's see, was it Filmation? No, it wasn't Filmation. I forget the name of the company that owned the rights to the TV show, but Spike and Sparkplug, Sunbow, I believe it's Sunbow, they had the rights to Spike as a character. So in the comic book, it was Buster. Now later, when Fortress Maximus became a character and Spike was the head of Cerebros that became the head of Fortress Maximus, now Hasbro has a Spike figure that could be introduced in the comic book as Buster's brother. But nonetheless, at this point, Spike and Buster, in the same way that Sam from the Michael Bay movies was the same character. You had Sam Witwicky, Buster Witwicky, and Spike Witwicky. They're all Witwickies, and so Prime transfers the Matrix program into Buster's brain. And then later, after the movie came out and they showed the Matrix as being a tangible object, then they kind of retroactively wrote in. Actually, they did the Matrix quest because apparently none of the Autobots realized that Optimus Prime had a physical device called a Matrix in him when they shot his body into the sun for burial, which in the Matrix quest issues, they just said, no, they shot him into deep space. Don't look back into the issue. They said they were shooting it into the sun. Maybe they missed. It was really far away, 96 million miles away. I mean, it doesn't take you don't have to be too far off in order to miss, but they didn't try to explain why it didn't go into the sun. They just said that they shot him into space, and then they had to go into space to retrieve his old body to get the Matrix, because Prime's brain. Anyway, you don't care. Anyway, that was not the movie comic book. However, there was an adaptation of the movie in comic book form, but it did not take place in the normal continuum of the comic book. So, did that make sense? So, I think. Is that everything? Have we covered everything? Is there anything else that people are curious about with Ectotron and Starscream and ghost busting in the Transformers world, which didn't used to take place but now is kind of a thing? Anything? Oh wow. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull that up. So there are things that I don't have, and I'm probably not going to get unless, I mean, I guess everybody got a stimulus check, but I kind of want to finish paying off my credit card with that. I don't want to have credit card debt. I didn't mean to, but I bought that car and it needed thousands of dollars worth of parts in order to become a car again. So, that put me a little behind. So anyway, I'm going to pull that up here. That is Monica, and what I'm referring to is that Monica has pulled up a picture of the masterpiece Optimus Prime that was released also in celebration of the 35th anniversary. Ghostbusters Masterpiece Prime, and let's go to images, and so here we go. This, wait, let me go to a different image, because that's just an eBay listing. So there he is. And okay, so Roller is a trap in this one. And of course it comes with a Slimer. It looks like the Slimer has been fully painted. And it looks like he also gets a proton pack. This looks amazing. Yeah, it really does look amazing. The ad that I pulled up before is it showed it for like $244. Let's see if this image shows anything. Okay, so yeah. Oh, it was an exclusive for San Diego Comic-Con. So yeah, that if you went to San Diego Comic-Con and you had a lot of extra money, which if you're going to San Diego Comic-Con, you come with either money or a credit card to just abuse. And yeah, it would be great to get the Optimus Prime Ghostbusters toy, but I don't think that that's in my future. And you know, I'm perfectly happy to have Ectotron and Ghost Starscream, and they can plague each other. And you know what? They make other translucent Transformers toys, and we can call them ghosts too, because apparently that can happen. I mean, hey, why not? I'm already accepting sentient robots from another planet that turn into human vehicles, then you know, obviously I have a capacity for suspension of disbelief, and I will use it for this concept. So I think that's it. I think that we've covered everything about Ectotron. You know, $42 price point, big bad toy store. I'm going to give it a soft recommend, because it is a higher price thing, and you know, that's a lot to pay for a toy, but that is kind of that is actually not as much as I think that they probably could have tried to get for him. Yeah, if you know, obviously, if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, and because I've been doing a lot of these live streams, and I think I'm going to continue doing a lot of these live streams, probably even after the world restarts. We'll see if people still want to see me talk for way too long about toys and stuff. And of course, if you you know, if you do a lot of like how-to stuff, or I have a lot of car videos. If you want to know anything about how to fix your car, check out, you know, some of my other videos, because it's actually, toys are a very small part of my channel, even though that's what's most fun. I do a lot of work on cars. Anyway, seriously, thank you everybody who logged in. Mason Fur, hey, I just noticed that Mason Fur is here. That's awesome. Thank you, Mason Fur. Thank you, Osaka Jack. Thank you, Arthur Joy Thayer. Thank you, QG Cashew. I'm doing a terrible job. I apologize for what I'm doing to your name. I'm old. But thank you all. Thank you, Mr. Fillion. Thank you all so much for logging in. It means a lot to me that you're willing to log in and spend time watching me play with toys. It makes it worth it. So seriously, thank you very much, and have a wonderful evening. Have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you next week, I'm sure.
As a duly designated representative of the city, I order you to cease any and all supernatural activity and return forthwith to your place of origin or to the nearest convenient parallel dimension.
Thanks, Ray. That should do it. Be brave. And this is the point at which I talk for like at least another good 30 seconds while you look at my end screen. Because if I don't do this, then YouTube will cut it off. I did, however, discover that there is an edit feature where I can trim the front and back of these videos. And then what it does is it saves it as a completely separate video so that I don't know the purpose of that, because then I have either two videos that are the same content, or maybe I'm supposed to delete the first one and then I lose the activity and the you know, any stats that I get for having that video. It's like, YouTube, why can't you do things well? Yeah, why can't you do things well, YouTube? I'm just asking. Anyway, I think that I'm safe. I'm hoping that I'm safe. I'm seeing my end screen at this point. So I guess I'm going to go ahead and click